From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Rural Illinois has had its hands tied when it comes to wind and solar ordinances, thanks to the state of Illinois superseding local ordinances. One area the state of Illinois hasn't come in over the top on yet is battery storage. DeWitt County Board Chair Joe Whitty indicates that while the county has its wind and solar ordinances in order, they will be taking up the battery storage ordinances in 2026.
The state bill that recently passed that made even more adjustments to the wind, solar, and then the battery energy storage was a part of that as well. I haven't been able to look at everything. And I looked at kind of the summary, but I think we need to look at it in detail and see specifically for wind and solar. We have ordinances in place. With the changes, our ordinance is still compliant with the state statutes. And if not, what we approved last night was the land use to go through and pick out where those changes need to be made in our ordinances so that we do comply with state.
Okay.
That would go through land use and come directly to the county board. It doesn't have to go through the 3-step process because it's a change to law to comply. Okay. The battery energy storage systems was another part of that. We don't have an ordinance for that, though. Some of the discussion at land use was to allow that to go through our 3-step process, the RPC, the ZBA, and then to the county board, and allow the public to weigh in with evidence as needed. But
according to Whitty, the Regional Planning Commission will take up the battery storage. From there, it will go through the usual avenues of the Zoning Board of Appeals and then the Land Use Committee before coming to the county board if it isn't sent back by any one of those entities.
Yeah, the RPC starts on that for the non-wind solar compliance.
Okay, so the battery stuff.
Battery energy storage, and they've got some other things that they have on their plate. They'll get started on that as soon as they can. I don't think there's as much urgency with that one because if we don't have something in place, then the state statute is what we fall back on. But for wind and solar, I'm not even sure that we're going to have changes. I know there were some things in there that we aren't doing today, but it might be more procedural rather than actually in our ordinance. Yeah, we're going to take that initial look at it, and if there is something, we'll come forward to the board in a future meeting with those recommendations.
Whitty feels the wind and solar ordinances comply with the state of Illinois, but where they have the ability to do more than comply, they are planning to look into that.
I think they comply. That's the main thing. They have some provisions in there to, where we can, to add some additional things that we need to see. And really, we're not going to be authorized to do anything with that, because if we were changing something because we felt, and it had nothing to do with the state statute, we wanted to add some additional provisions, that's a text amendment that has to go through the 3-step process. So we're not looking at that.
These will be things the elected county leadership takes up in 2026. 2026 is a big year for local museums and historical societies as the country celebrates its 250th birthday. Executive Director Joey Long explains that this year they will be hosting a series of events titled America 250 at the Homestead. She says these events will begin when they open for the season this spring and will go all the way until the end of the year.
Oh, we have a lot to look forward to this year. The events committee just met, so these things are, not all of the details are worked out, but here's the current plan at the time. And 2026 is a special year for us at the Homestead, as well as all across America. It's the 250th anniversary that we'll be celebrating. So a lot of these events that they are planning fall under America 250 at the Homestead. It's a series of events that celebrate this milestone occasion, and we will be starting from, when we open in the spring and having events celebrating America 250 at the Homestead all the way up to the end of the year. So I'm really excited about it.
Long indicates that Lincoln historian Guy Fraker will be returning to the homestead in May. He will be diving into President Lincoln's reverence for the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. The annual quilt show will also be USA themed this year.
In May, we're going to be inviting my friend Guy Fraker back again for another presentation. And that presentation focuses on Abraham Lincoln's reverence for the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. And he's taken a very interesting spin on this. And I think people will find it very interesting and very appropriate for the America 250 at the homestead.
Yeah.
And then the quilt show this year, that's an annual event. But the spin on it this year is we're going to be looking for quilts that are red, white, and or blue, or have a patriotic or a colonial theme. I think that's going to be really neat.
In July, the museum will host a dueling fiddle and banjo act called Peaches and Bacon as guests enjoy an ice cream social. Long adds that the event will also feature carriage rides.
In July, we're going to be having an ice cream social. We're going to be having a fiddle and banjo duo playing music during that time. They're called Peaches and Bacon. They're fantastic. My husband and I just stumbled upon them at New Salem last year and thought, oh my goodness, these people are wonderful. So I'm thrilled that we're going to be able to have them here in Clinton and everybody can come and enjoy them. And on that same day, in addition to the ice cream social and the music, we're also going to be offering carriage rides. Carriage rides when it's not cold. Carriage rides in the warmth. We will still be having carriage rides offered during our holiday time in the winter, but we just thought that this, doing it in the summer might be, a fun new twist.
Before the homestead reaches its busy fall and winter seasons, Long hopes to host an Illinois Humanities Council Rhodes Scholar to give a presentation called History of Illinois in 10 Objects. Long indicates they will be welcoming sponsorships from anyone interested in helping them celebrate the milestone year, with roadside recognition planned on the homestead grounds.
We're also going to be welcoming sponsorships in the amount of $250, celebrating America 250 at the homestead. So hopefully there'll be some individuals or groups or businesses that would be interested in helping us celebrate America 250 at the homestead and offsetting, some of the, cost involved with that. And of course, those sponsors would receive recognition. And one thing that we're planning on is using the signage, the big signage on the corner of the museum grounds at the intersection of Center and Woodlawn Streets, and put up a big banner, America 250 at the homestead, thanking our sponsors and listing all of them. And that would be pretty much all year. And so that would give our sponsors a lot of recognition for them helping us celebrate this momentous year.
Communities all around central Illinois will be celebrating the America 250 milestone, including plans that are in the works in Clinton. Learn more about the 2026 calendar of events from the DeWitt County Museum by visiting chmorehomestead.org. Now for your local obituaries. Ruby Renee Brad, 9, of Clinton, passed away at 1:01 a.m. January 27th at HSHS St. John's Children's Hospital in Springfield. Services will be 10 a.m. Saturday, February 7th at First Christian Church in Clinton, with Stephen Brad officiating. Private family burial will be at a later date. Visitation will be 4 to 8 p.m. Friday, February 6th at the church. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.